Hey, I'm Amanda from Trifecta Fitness. We're proud to be Clarksville's new Get Fit headquarters. Trifecta Fitness is a state-of-the-art spin and strength training studio. Our spin studio is truly one of a kind in this area, complete with 20 state-of-the-art live fitness bikes and an incredible sound system. Our strength training is done in small groups of 6 or fewer, and all of our strength and spin classes are scalable for every level of experience. Come see us in the heart of Clarksville, just behind MAPCO at the corner of Old Trenton Road and Wilma Rudolph Boulevard. Call us for more info at 931-542-6265 or download our Trifecta Fitness app for a full list of upcoming classes.
In October 2019, Arlington, Texas was chosen to be the home of a new national museum, unlike any other. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a unique home of military history. The 100,000 square foot museum will house exhibits, archives, and artifacts relating to the 3,500 U.S. troops who have been awarded the medal, the nation's highest honor for valor in combat. The museum will have 31,000 square feet of galleries dedicated to U.S. troops who have received the award. The museum CEO, former Navy SEAL and NASA astronaut Chris Cassidy, said the museum will focus on education as much as preservation. The building will have 5 areas dedicated to Medal of Honor winners from the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard. The main gallery will be located in a central plaza under a 25,000 square foot slab of steel, which will appear to be suspended in midair. It will be supported by 5 pillars. Black Rifle Coffee is a corporate sponsor of the museum, as are the Dallas Cowboys. The museum's board also includes over a dozen major corporations and 6 Medal of Honor recipients, including David Bellavia, Patrick Brady, and Britt Slabinski. Army Staff Sergeant Bellavia was awarded the medal for clearing an entire house by himself on November 10, 2004, as a squad leader in support of Operation Phantom Fury in Fallujah, Iraq. He killed 4 enemy fighters and wounded a 5th in close quarters battle. Army Major General Brady flew and coordinated the evacuation of 51 seriously wounded men during a firefight in Vietnam in January 1968. Slabinski, a Navy SEAL chief and team leader, led a rescue team of SEALs during Operation Anaconda in Afghanistan in March 2002. Slabinski and his team flew to a mountaintop ambush site to rescue Petty Officer First Class Neil Roberts, who had fallen from the back of a helicopter. Slabinski led the team through almost constant combat against an entrenched Taliban force. Along with the board members, former presidents Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama serve as honorary directors. The museum is expected to open to the public in late 2024.
All right. Welcome back.
Misfit Nation. The Misfit Nation Show.
We are a show founded by a veteran and hosted by 2 veterans and a military spouse. Our mission is to get people to tell their stories to the world. If you're an author, share your tips with the Misfit Nation. If you're a musician or an actor, our audience needs to know how they too can get into the business. Coaches, we love our coaches. Come on and share your tips with the Misfit Nation to help them become better versions of themselves. If you are a corporate leader or an entrepreneur, come on and show how you did it and how hard you have fought for success. If you are a veteran, first responder, or Gold Star family, we would love to have you come on and share your story with the Misfit Nation. We always have time for you. If you're feeling down, alone, or starting to see the darkness, stop. Think about those who are around you. You are not alone. You will be missed. If you feel like your problems will be a burden to those in your inner circle or feel embarrassed, dial 988. If you are a veteran, take option 1. We need you to keep pushing forward. Don't make a permanent solution to a temporary problem. If you are a new listener, welcome to the Misfit Nation Show. Be sure to subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast app. Also on our YouTube channel at @the_Misfit Nation. Subscribe and click the bell to keep you up to date on our latest episodes and all of our news. You can also find us on Heroes Media Group and About Face Radio. Now, let's get to the show!
Good evening, Jake. How are you today?
Good evening, Stephen. How are you doing on this beautiful Thursday?
I'm doing well, thank you. Welcome, Misfit Nation, to your Thursday show with the ToosDay Crue.
Yes. Our illustrious leader is still on vacation, out taking in all the beauty of Italy with his wife.
The homeland.
And, I hope everything's going good over there. I'd like to welcome everybody to the show. Please like and subscribe. And Stephen, you was in the green room with our guest. Why don't you roll us on out of here? Good evening, Willis.
All right, tonight we have, who do we have? Travis, former Marine, outdoor adventurer, dad. He's here to tell his story, and we're going to bring him in because that's what we're going to do.
All right, bring him in.
Good evening, Travis.
Good evening,
I gave
Travis.
nothing but a little 2-second blurb about you. I want you to tell the listeners all about you, if you can.
Oh wow! All right, so third generation. There's a bit going on. Third generation Marine, sorry. There's that a little better. Tired of looking at that. There we go. You can see that belays, all the good stuff. So we'll talk about this in a little bit. But third generation Marine, 13 veteran family members that I shared blood with. Grandfather, my father, myself. Grandfather was World War II in Korea. Saw the first flag go up at Iwo. He was providing security, and on his way back down, he got bayoneted and kind of took care of things. Got to the bottom, wrapped him up, and kept getting it. My old man, he was 2 tours in Nam, first force recon, went through 5 tunnels. Dog handler, and he was a drill instructor during Nam. So, and then yours truly went in. It wasn't, for me, it wasn't me wanting to follow in the footsteps. My grandfather, my father, and my grandfather on my mother's side, World War II, 2 Silver Stars, Army. Hua. I see you, Jake. Appreciate you, brother. That's
Cool.
right. Yeah, we share blood, man. I wanted to push myself, and that's where my blood come from. You know, we wanted to just push ourselves to the utmost limit. And now I'm 48, and I'm going, yeah, my body's beat up. You know, we're talking about that, but it's been a fun ride. And now I've found it's to the point where I'm sharing the love of the outdoors that I have been a part of for so long to others, and specifically our veterans. We're doing programs, climbing, paddling, fishing, all kinds of good stuff, and just getting us in the outdoors and weekend-long programs, just having a good time. So that's other than wrestling and setting up 600-foot rappels, traverses across chasms, we did all kinds of crazy stuff with ropes and climbing. I was a salt climber in the Marines. Like I said, it's a wild ride. There's a whole bunch. We got hit by lightning one time. That was interesting as well. Whoa. Oh yeah. I see you. We had a 600-foot rappel set up for an adventure race, and I saw this huge cloud coming in, lightning. We pulled the adventure race, which is like Iron Man on steroids. 24 hours, 90 miles.
Damn.
All land nav, mountain biking, boating, rope sites. We had 3-day long races. There were about 250 to 300 miles. Then we had a 5-day race that was 300 miles. It's called Beast of the East. Yeah, look that up. You want to see some wild stuff? But yeah, it was one of the Beast of the East that we got hit by lightning.
Wow.
And we had 2 teams up there with us. We never saw the lightning. I had all my climbing gear and rescue stuff because I was in charge of the rescue side. So if something happened on the way down, I had to go down and get somebody. I had everything on me. And we got hit by lightning, and nobody got hurt, but obviously we closed the site down and kind of dropped the ropes, and we got down off that mountain about as ricky-ticky as you can get.
Yeah,
So
I think I would have just walked away once the lightning struck. No.
yeah, there's like, my life has been pretty wild. I've always been one that I got to do things. I got to be busy. I have ADHD. So I try and use that to my, to a positive. I'm 48. So we didn't have, ADHD meds back then. We had to figure out what to do. So
I know, we got smacked in the head.
Y'all know, we're about the same age, Jen. Yeah.
You're not paying attention. There you go.
Burn that energy off.
After a couple ass beatings, you decide to go outside and stay busy doing something.
Yes, sir.
Usually cause more trouble.
But we deserved them all, but there was probably a couple we didn't get that we still deserved.
Oh, you know it.
Yes, sir.
There's still stuff I don't tell my mama.
Right?
There's stuff they found out as I got older that I just laughed at when they told me, "Oh, I heard you used to do that." Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're talking about what's going on now with Beyond Boundaries, and that's kind of where all of these adventures and loving my brothers and sisters I served with, that we all served with. Now we're at the point where we need to, we're past this, but we're at the point where we need to take care of each other, and it's,
yes,
it goes past, I have PTSD from my time overseas, along with many others. And one thing that's always been a positive and a solid with me is the outdoors. Mother Nature, she's told you about lightning. She's thrown some curveballs my way, but she's always been a solid. She's always, no matter what, if it was the most mundane and relaxed trip, nothing ever happened, but it was relaxing. And then you have the adrenaline-filled sides, lightning. So she's always given me that fix that I need, and it's not from drugs or alcohol or whatever other things that people may get into, but it's a positive. Mother Nature has the best drug out there, and that's adrenaline, and that is natural, and we can do that in the most safest of ways. And that's kind of where I've taken all this knowledge and experience with others, and I want to get them outdoors. Brothers and sisters, come on. We go climbing on actual rock faces. I teach you how to tie knots. I teach you how to put your own harnesses on. I teach you how to use all the gear. So not only are you just going climbing for that day, oh no, for the weekend, I'm teaching you how to climb. And then you're going to be setting all this stuff up. We had zip lines across rivers. Oh, the 600-foot rappel. This rope right here has been retired, by the way, but that was one of the ropes that was there. That's a whole lot of rope right there.
That's a hefty chunk of rope.
Right there.
So yes, sir. And that's what
It's a workout just carrying that.
Ain't that the truth? We're vets. We're used to the trenches. We went to basic or boot camp or whatever you went through, and we're used to just getting in the dirt and getting nasty and dirty and sweaty and hot and just miserable. Well, guess what? We're going to be miserable in a fun way, because we're going to be humping these ropes around top of a cliff, setting up rappels, belaying each other. That's just the climbing side. Paddling. I have a ton of boats that I've collected. I've got life jackets, paddles, helmets. ACA instructor. Been teaching paddling along with climbing for a while. So we add paddling into the mix as well. Because one thing that I truly believe is, in the middle of a rapid, nothing else exists. In the middle of a climb, Nothing else exists. This gives you a chance when you're halfway up that cliff, whether it be a 20-foot cliff and you're 10 feet up. 110-foot cliff. Yeah. I take our people to 110-foot cliffs. Yeah. You're 50 feet up off the ground. Nothing else is going to get in your head. You can just be in the moment. All those demons, all that negativity, all the crap that's going on, it's not there. It gives us a chance to catch our breath and focus for the following week, month, whatever. And paddling. You're in the middle of a rapid, there's waves coming at you, there's rocks here, there's a hydraulic over there, there's a strainer over there. We teach you all this stuff and how to get through this and get through that craziness of a rapid that's not a straight line. Is life a straight line? No. Neither are rapids. So we teach you how to maneuver through things, and you can apply that to your regular life. And again, in the middle of a rapid, nothing else exists. You don't have time for all that junk to get into you, because you have to be in the moment.
Right.
And man,
I can attest.
Mother Nature gives you that.
I can attest to that. I used to live in Colorado, and I did the Arkansas many times, and that's a pretty fun river. Shot the Roll Gorge a couple times, and yeah, you are right. When you're in that rapid, that's all that exists is that rapid.
But see, my only problem is you're talking about all this height stuff, and when you're talking about height stuff, my hands start sweating, because when I got out of high school, I was working in a warehouse and we were building a loft, and I went to step on a ladder to get down, and the ladder went, and I'm hanging 30 feet in the air. So since then, I could get myself to a height, I can't get myself down. So I could climb up a hill, like I went to a falls in New York. I got up to the top of the falls, and you dive down into the water. It took me 20 minutes to get into my head. You could do this. You got up here. You have to get down eventually. So finally, I just ran and jumped off this cliff, because ever since that ladder slipped, I go on a ladder, I shake like a leaf. I do anything high. It's just the panic attack sets in, and I have to fight myself to get through it. And like I said, as you were mentioning, rappelling and doing this, my hands are getting sweaty. I'm like, it's a fear I have to work through with stuff like that. Paddling, I'll do all day. Just don't make me climb.
We have like different areas that we can go to. So we did a program with the Wild Way, which is another nonprofit. Worked with girls ages 8 to 14. Amazing group to be a part of in the Roanoke area. And I was teaching these young girls who were also in the Scouts. So they're working on their climbing merit badge. So I had a veteran event going on where I was teaching veterans knots and anchors and, all of this different genres that incorporate into the final site, which is a safe site, proper anchors, knots are dressed and set and properly tied, the right gear is used, the right safety and backups. We always have, our backups have backups. So you were talking about being nervous. And that's one thing that we do with these programs, is because you're going to be nervous. And now I'm going to teach you this knot and how safe this knot is. And I'm going to have you tying this knot. You're going to learn how to tie it. And you'll be like, oh, this is solid. This rope will hold up a car. It's definitely going to hold me up. So I'm building confidence in you and the gear. And one thing we always do is we're talking about retiring gear. This rope, I could probably take it out here and make one crazy zip line right now. But I won't, just because of the age. It's still in great shape. But we take safety so far and beyond that we want to ensure that you have the confidence to come and then go, man, all this gear is like, it's almost brand new. It's taken care of. Now you have the confidence to overcome your fears. That's why we take those extra steps with these programs.
with those programs. But when I look at stuff like that, I look at you and say, okay, I trust him, so I'm sure this is going to go well. I don't look at all the equipment because I see rope. I don't know that rope's 40 years old or if it's 2 weeks old. Just looking at it, So I would say, okay, I trust him. That's where I would go from, and then go from there, work through my fears. Because, like I said, there's fears up there.
And those fears we work through, and we
Right.
build confidence. And you were talking, and it's never about, like, say we're doing a top rope, which is climbing, for example. And there's different ways to set up a rope, but usually we have a pulley at the top, and the rope will go up through the pulley and come back down, and it'll be tied off to you. Now, I'll have a blade device, or, I'll be tied in certain ways. And then as you climb up, I'm kind of facing you, so I can see everything you're doing. So we have perfect, we can communicate. I can see what you're doing. I can go, hey, look, move to your left a little bit. And there's a little foothold. Just move your left foot up 6 inches. Oh, there you go. And that's building that confidence. So you're not doing this blind.
Right.
Now we're back to building teamwork. Exactly what we do in the military. Because if you don't have a team, if you don't have a family, how are you supposed to respect and appreciate each other and have each other's back? Mm-hmm. So again, it's just a positive compound on top of each other. Now, you were talking about, it's never about getting to the top. It's about getting to your top and where you're comfortable in going. We push you in a positive, slow way. I work with girls that are 8 years old. I work with adults that are, 60 years old. Everybody's different. I can have a 10-year-old that is just, that girl's a beast. And I'm just trying to keep up, I'm playing like crazy. She's just climbing like a monkey. And I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I can have a 60-year-old who does the same thing. I can have a 20-year-old that is scared to death to take the first step off the rock.
Right.
Back to the safety side. We take you up there. Even if it's a situation where I'm setting the system up, I'm still going to bring you to the top and show you and go, this is the knot we're using, and it's dressed and set. This is what dressing a knot means. This is what setting a knot is. This is a round turn. This is a clove hitch, blah, 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 blah. That way, we're building that confidence from square one. I use trees that are just big around. That's one anchor. I use 2 of those at least. Protective aid. So we got all kinds of stuff. This was my dad's gear. We've been doing this for decades. My dad was a salt climber in the Marines during Nam. I was a salt climber in the Marines. I ran climbing tower through the Scouts. I was a climbing director with Odyssey. That was the rope sites we're talking about. Climbing is one of the best ways to build self-confidence very quickly.
I learned that. I've worked retail for over 30 years, and the one company I was with, we went to management training, and it was a whole weekend of building teams, the trust fall and getting out of your comfort zone. And at that point, I had climbed the telephone pole. Like I said, I can get up, I can't get down. I made myself get to the top of that pole. It was fight through the fear, get to do it, and that's what I did. I climbed the pole, sat up top, and then fell down. I worked my way through that fear in that class in front of all of my peers at work, all the other managers. It was something. It's something you have to fight through, and you have to do it. And that's when I learned you can push through it. But the fear is always there, always going to be there.
Good for you, because I'd been nervous as hell to do that. Give me a solid rock I can actually grip onto.
I know this was a telephone pole. I climbed to the top, sat on the top, and then we fell down and jumped down.
Nice.
Had people with the harness holding just in case, but I had fought myself, got to the top of that pole because, like I said, I have no problem getting up. Getting down with the problem is because once I'm up there, I'm like, no, this isn't happening again. And I got myself up, I got myself down. It was all a trust thing. And I worked with them, I trusted them, and that's what you're teaching. You're teaching trust. And that's fantastic.
I got a question. At what age because when I was a kid, grew up on a farm, working on a farm, and it was nothing to, climb up the outside of a grain silo and, go in through the hole on the top and do what I had to do and then climb back out. And that was from about probably the time I was 10 till I was 18 and joined the Army. But then I hit this age that it was like, hey, man, you're not invincible. And
I learned that as we were talking earlier when I hopped a 4-foot fence coaching Little League and dislocated my knee. I found out, you can't just do everything all the time. And then you work back.
Yeah. And it goes on with I'm over 50 now. And,
no way.
I have found out that it's a lot easier on your body when you're breaking horses to do a lot more groundwork with them before you decide to climb on them. And so that kind of made me smarter than, with that. But, because you don't hit the ground as much.
So kind of adding on to what you were just saying, perfect point. Starting people from the ground up, and we had our last veteran event with BB. It was all about rope work and learning how to tie all these anchors and these knots and how to double check each other, how to belay each other. It wasn't a climbing event. We weren't on the rocks. We were just learning how to perform the tasks in order to be able to be on the rocks, both rappelling and climbing. The Wild Way I'd mentioned, they came up for the day on Saturday, and we had a very steep hill. I was hoping to do it on the rocks, but Mother Nature said, nope, not happening. We had a bunch of rain, everything was wet. But we had this very steep hill right at the edge of a pavilion. So these, the supports for the pavilion, we used those for anchors. And we actually set up the rope site and had them tying the knots and had these, everybody from, 9-year-old girls to, trying to think, the oldest one we had were probably late 30s. And he rappelled in basic, but that was about it.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have all these different belay devices. We had everybody were belaying themselves at the fireman's belay, part of our course, and people were rappelling down this steep hill using all these devices, starting from the ground up. We're showing them that this gear will hold everybody, how all the gear works, so that the next time when Mother Nature will be dry enough, and I take these same group of people, the girls for a separate event, vets for a separate event, now they've seen this gear in action. Like you just talked about, Jake, from the ground up.
Yeah.
Building that self-confidence. And that was a perfect time for that to happen. So now when I take these, a 9-year-old girl, put a harness on her, she knows what's going on. She's got a helmet on. She knows what's going on there. She's going to rappel with X device. She knows where to keep her hands in relation to her body and how to actually rappel down the cliff. So building that self-confidence. And like you said, ground up. You always have to start from ground up. You don't want to throw somebody, to the wolves, especially with, there's veterans we work with that are, some are homeless. Some have, we don't believe in disabilities. We believe in other abilities. When it comes to like autism and Down syndrome, they will blow your mind on what they can do in front of you. You're just like, are you serious? That is amazing.
I sorry to cut you off. I got a couple grandsons, and I have one who's special needs, and I'd love to come do some some climbing and rappelling with my two grandsons. I think that would, yeah, that would be cool.
So check this out. We got a paddling event coming up in 2 weeks. You are always welcome. So that I'm the Roanoke Programs Director for Beyond Boundaries. I do have Shep Roper. He is amazing. Probably the biggest heart you ever meet in your entire life. He kind of lets me kind of do my thing down here. Been putting on programs for a very long time. And this is just a natural, even mix with what I want to do, what I desire to do. But here's why I'm bringing this up. On these events, you're welcome to bring a loved one along with you as well. Because it's not just for you. We have veterans who have that need that security blanket, that loved one. And they just, I can't go anywhere unless I have, my service dog. Oh, I will love the shit out of your dog. I'll bring treats. That's how we roll. Everyone is welcome, and Beyond Boundaries, adventure is for everyone. We truly believe that. If I don't know this very second how to set up a climb site for X individual, I'm going to figure it out. I want to make it happen. I don't care if it takes me all day to set up a crazy site for one person to climb once. I got that person climbing.
Yep.
Now, if they love it, well, guess what? We're just going to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
If they don't, well, they experience something safe and they tried something new and found out this isn't for me. But let me take you paddling and see if you like paddling. So the please, oh yeah, come on, let's go. Everything is covered. Food on Friday nights for dinner is kind of on your own. We have people showing up different times. This is your typical weekend. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner is covered on Saturdays. We like to eat good. We have Olive Garden. A very good friend of mine, Frank. He loves what we're doing, so they donated dinner. Sometimes we just get hamburgers and hot dogs and grill out. I might just do a stew or something like that. But lunch is covered, dinner's covered. On Sundays, breakfast and lunch is covered, depending, whatever the event is, it's going to kind of vary. Our next door paddling, so we're going to be grilling out on the side of the river, hamburgers and hot dogs on Saturday, and then on Sunday we're going to have like cold lunches halfway down the river on a 4-mile section. So all the events are different. We try and give you all these different options onto finding something positive to put that negative energy into.
Okay. Now, I noticed your shirt. What about eating some of them bluegills that we catch?
You got your fishing license?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you don't want to catch and release, I get it. I catch some big old fat catfish.
We got a pond right here, right next to the house, and
nice.
I've got some. I got some hybrid bluegill in there that are huge. And, those I usually catch and release because we got a bunch of kids that come fishing here at the pond, and they like to catch those.
We the Salem VA. I'm in Salem, Virginia, pretty much. Roanoke, Salem, same thing. But Salem VA has a big pond on their premises, and working real hard with them, and it's looking like it's going to start happening. We're going to be able to do like catch and release on there. So the older vets that are pretty much stuck at the hospital now won't ever be leaving. I'm going to roll their old asses down there. I'm going to give them shit all the way down. Hopefully I get somebody to arm me so I can joke with them. But I'll roll them down there. I'm going to get that fishing pole out for them. I'm going to hook put some fish or something on there, or a worm, and let them just catch and have a good day and do like some cookout. So that's going to be a lot of Thursdays. Thursday is going to be events. Friday is going to be events with other nonprofits. Like I said, there's an autism group up here we work with that are awesome. Down syndrome, working with, getting ready to start work with them. Humble Hustle, the Wild Way. Those are going to be my Friday events. Then the weekend events is where it's really at. I don't want to do, even though Thursday is just a one-day event, that's for the locals around here, so I can start to get that group together and start building a squad and getting these guys together and to build a platoon and having these guys and gals start calling on each other and building that family. That's where it's at is building that platoon back up. And then once I got that platoon, I want to build a company, and I want to just go from there, build a battalion, build a regiment, and just have everybody checking on each other. We work with first responders as well. We love our cops and firefighters and nurses, and I even consider those that work in the VA with like mental health. They're first responders.
Yes, they are.
So if anybody's watching, if you work in the VAs or mental health with PTSD, I appreciate you. Come on, this is a chance for you to catch your breath and just get away from that daily grind and get to that rapid where nothing else exists.
Yes.
To that where nothing else exists. So you can just relax, just be in the moment. And that's what it's really about.
Yeah, it is. There is something calming about being outdoors, doing whatever you like to do outdoors.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're adding caving next year. Ooh, yeah.
Adding what?
Caving.
Caving.
Yeah, I know some vets are like, I don't know, but it's something different. So something outdoors and just trying to provide something new and find another positive outlet for the energy
and another experience.
Exactly. Now I'm going to easy caves. I ain't be doing no rappelling on that crazy shit.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know
big
how
old fat caves are what I want.
I don't know how I would be at that. I come from a long line of coal miners, so it's
so he's like, tell me about the climbing and paddling events again.
yeah. I don't think I really need to be underground.
Hey, you said was it your grandson?
Yes.
How old is he?
He's 8, 9, somewhere in that area.
Functioning?
Yeah. He's just
like you wouldn't believe. So that's why I'm just trying to figure out. Y'all,
he's just non-vocal.
Come on. I'm fine with that.
My son just chimed in and said he's 9.
So please let your son know that he is welcome to come along with you and kind of see how we roll and how we do things. And then y'all come on.
All right.
We're like I said, we're family. You the first time I met you, but one time in your life, I know this old adage. You sign that dotted line, you're willing to give your life to this country. That will always matter in my book. Period. End of story. And you are my brother. You are my sister. Whatever. Y'all come on. We have a lot of females that come through the programs too.
Okay.
Love my sister. Yep.
All right.
We are very family friendly. We are alcohol and drug free. Period. End of story. I know people smoke cigarettes and such. I'm not an idiot. My dad smokes cigarettes, all my mom, but it is alcohol and drug free.
Okay.
We do have a lot of veterans that are coming to us from the VA now, that are going through substance recovery. So, and I used to, when we first started doing the programs, we have a fire pit at Camp Roanoke, and it fits 55 people. It is amazing, right by the creek. It is awesome. And we, come on down there, have a beer or 2 or 3. It was never a drunk fest, never a party, anything like that. But we're adults. You want to have a beer or 2? No problem.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can just take that away, I don't need it. I can go 3 days, I can go a week, whatever, without a beer.
Yes.
You know, if I can do these programs and be able to help another brother or sister that needs that self-confidence, needs that family, and that's what we're building, is that family. We have I one gentleman, he was homeless for a while. I used to pick him up in the mission, bring him out to the events for the whole weekend. You know, get his clothes washed, give him a good shower, good food in his belly, take him out climbing, take him out camping, just having a good old time.
Yep.
Kept up with him. Now he has an apartment now. You know, the VA came through, you know, he's off the streets.
Good deal.
Doing really good for himself. So it's those success stories that we have to have more of. We need to have more of.
Yes.
I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure that I will do everything in my power to help every last veteran that needs it. I always try and turn a negative into a positive. Jesse Whitfield, he was my stepbrother. He served in the Army after I got in the Marines. He wanted to follow my footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the invasion and the second tour of Iraq. He's no longer here because of PTSD. Went through hell with him. So those out there going through hell, I know. I got you. Talking to you, not y'all. Talking to one listening and watching this
over
right
there. Okay.
You come on. There. you come to these events. We care. Like, come on. We need you here. I don't care how bad you think it is. We can help you find the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychologist. I got some really cool vibes that I would love to share with you. And by the way, I've got a really good connection with the VA. I don't work for them. But I would love to introduce you to some amazing people that can help you get better. They're helping me right now. I go to the VA this very second. I take medication. I have somebody I talk to.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a while to be man enough to step up and go, I need help. You got to step up. There's people that care about you. Guarantee you, these two guys right there, I mean, guarantee you we care about you. We want you here. That's what
every time you do that, I think of Bill Murray and Scrooge, the end of the movie when they're singing and he's talking to the camera. You who were talking to the whole movie, that's exactly what you remind me of right there. And I'll have the flashbacks of the movie.
Oh, come on. Let's have it. I tell you what, all that shit in your head, you come to the events, I guarantee you're going to have 2.5 days of none of that. You're going to be with brothers and sisters. We've been through it. We get it. We ain't going to grill you. We ain't going to be asking no questions. If you want to talk and share, hey, I'll stay up with you all night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night until you are better if you need somebody to talk to. But if you just want to come and just be there, down with that too. You just come. Just come on. Chill with us. It's a great time.
Yeah, and you know, being outside and you know, the climbing, the paddling, and really, I don't think it matters what you're doing. I'm the type I can saddle up and spend 15, 16 hours looking between the ears of a horse on a trail. And that's a lot cheaper than a psychiatrist. And yeah, I encourage people to get outside, you know, do something. I mean, shoot, I sit in my backyard on a 5-gallon bucket turned upside down and watch my chickens. I mean, that's peace for me at times.
Mm-hmm.
But and I think challenging yourself, and as our boss and producer likes to say, get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes.
Which is what we're doing 3 days a week right now while he's on vacation.
Yes.
We're getting very comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes. We are not podcasters.
We went from hanging out in the chat room to being your host. And we're working with it.
Are doing. I appreciate y'all doing this. I mean, you're helping me get the word out of BB, and that's the biggest thing. It's just letting vets know, hey, oh, by the way, you can't drive to Roanoke too far. We got Roanoke Airport. Seriously, I've had vets fly into Roanoke, pick them up myself, drive them to the event, and drop them back off the airport. Y'all come on, the airport's 20 minutes from my house. No big deal at all. Yeah.
Now, besides beyondboundaries.org, is there any other way to get in touch with you?
Oh yeah. I'm on Facebook. Sorry. Travis Overstreet II. My profile picture is paddling. It's no longer my page anymore. Hasn't been my page for like probably 5 years, maybe 10 years now. It's all about positivity. So definitely give a follow. Send me a message. I'll respond to anything and everything. Beyond Boundaries RVA, or Richmond, Virginia. That's how you figure out which Beyond Boundaries. There's a lot of great groups. Thank you. Ta-da.
Yeah.
I know. I saw that. Yeah, you can email me directly from there. I'm on Instagram. Crazy Sea Boater or OC Boater. I do a lot of paddling too. So I used to run like waterfalls and all kinds of craziness. So it's another reason my body's kind of beat up, but it's fun.
You just talk about running waterfalls. When we was on the Arkansas, I'd see guys 25 to 50 feet up, sitting on a rock face in a kayak, just sitting there kind of wedged down, and they would just take their paddles and scoot themselves off that rocket right into the river and then bob up and then just take off. And it's like, these guys are nuts.
It's called a seal launch.
Yeah.
It's also called losing a lot of plastic on your boat.
Yes.
Well, the place I would go to is in New York. It's called Haynes Falls, and it's literally naturally, rock wall that the falls come down. The side of it is a rock slide where the water runs also, and people would get on that rock and slide down into the water at the bottom. All you do is tore your clothes up because there's not a lot of water, but there's water running, and they're sliding down rock into this water. I'm like, I had a hard enough time climbing to the top and wanting to jump off. I'm not sliding down rocks to get into the water. I'm either jumping or climbing back down somehow. There's no way I'm sliding down rock slide.
We're talking about age. I'm be 48 next month, so I'm going. I hear that story. I'm like, oh, my back hurts just hearing it. Oh, I need to crack
it.
Shoot, I wish I was still on the left side of 50.
I'm right in the middle there. I'm at 55. All right, Travis, it was great speaking with you. You have anything else you want to add to the listeners before we let you go?
Y'all just come on. Look up Beyond Boundaries. We have so many different options available to you. The main mentality behind it is we're trying to provide outdoor experiences to those that normally wouldn't have the ability to. And that's the whole, mindset. We're trying to get as many into the outdoors, and a lot of people have the ability to do that, but a lot with, other abilities or something, don't have the kind of groups or the patience. And that's one thing that I really believe in with Beyond Boundaries is the patience is amazing. I don't care if it takes me an hour to teach you how to tie a knot. Well, it took an hour. So be it. I'm going to figure out one way or another. If you're willing and wanting to learn, we're willing and wanting to teach you. So that's kind of how we roll.
Jake, any last thoughts?
I just want to tell everybody out there that that's out there watching, we care about you. We love you. If you need help, 988 number 1. And
that's what I learned the other night. You could text 988.
Yes, you can text that number as well.
You do not just have to call. If you don't want to talk, text.
And they're not going to come get you. Like just talk and just work out what's going on in your head.
Get it out of your system.
Yeah, they're not going to show up at your house and storm in and get you. Well, hey, Travis, it's been great. You've kind of got a bug started in me, and my grandson's probably going to be bugging me now. Hey, let's go to Virginia. So,
well, as I said, he was watching.
Yes.
Grandpa say, I don't know how old he is.
Yes. Jax was watching. Hello, Jax. And
Jax, if you want to go paddling, we got paddling coming up in 2 weeks. I still got 2 spots left. We've got our veteran event in July. We're going to be camping on the side of the river at a campground, teaching all about boats and gear and safety and everything, and downriver and have fun. So,
all right. Well, hey, I think we're going to wrap it up for this evening. Travis, you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for coming on. And, tell everybody this episode will be on YouTube forever. So get on there and check it out.
Appreciate you,
gentlemen. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thanks for checking us out and being a part of the Misfit Nation show. Don't forget to visit our website at themisfitnation.com. That's themisfitnation.com. Check out all our past episodes and get some of the great Misfit Nation gear for you and your family. As always, be humble, stay hungry, and keep hustling because we are Misfit Nation. Misfit Nation.